People are afraid of making mistakes. And I tell you, the best thing is to make mistakes, because you never learn except by making mistakes. Nobody has ever progressed. No company has ever succeeded. The largest corporations have failed several times before they ever succeeded, because there is no such thing as a mistake, it's a learning experience. So use it like a learning experience. And don't worry, oh, it will be a mistake. Oh, what will happen? I got some nice jobs in my life. One was a top job. I was chief secretary of a state government. That's supposed to be in India a big job, because I had 50 secretaries reporting to me, and each secretary has 4 or 5 heads of departments there. So they were about, I used to have a monthly meeting. And they were very competent people. They had come through special administrative service examinations, civil service examinations, and they were the top of cream de la cream of the educated people who would join that service. And therefore, I knew I had a set of very brilliant people there. So when I would meet them, I would say, please make mistakes. They had never heard any officer say that. I said, if somebody ever comes to me and says, sir, I have never made a mistake, I'll say, you have never worked. Because when we work, mistakes are inevitable. Harder you work, the more mistakes are taking place. Mistakes should not be taken something negative. Mistakes should be taken something positive that helps us to learn. And that's why, if I remember a story, I'll tell you. I had a very interesting boss. He was the chief minister of the state and I was his principal secretary. So we were driving in the car from Delhi, which is the capital of the country, to Chandigarh, the capital of the state, in our car. The car was driving at a high speed on Indian road. 60 miles an hour was very high speed. And my boss tells the driver, speed further. Go faster. I said, why are you trying to tell him go faster? He might cause an accident. And he says, why worry about accident? The best way to die is either in an accident or in war. Not on bed, not on a sick bed or in a hospital. By the way, he died in an assassination on the road. But that's a different story. But what I was going to tell you was something else. As we were driving, a rabbit came in front. I was feeling sleepy. He was wide awake. A rabbit came and got killed. He asked me, Mr. Puri, did you see a rabbit crossing the road got killed under the car? I said, actually, you're telling the driver to drive fast. Rabbit had to get killed. He said, no, watch carefully. There are rats, there's mice crossing the road. And you can see, they see the light of the car and they just either don't cross or they cross the road. Rabbit is a much faster animal. How did he get killed? I said, I thought maybe his bad karma. He said, I don't expect this kind of reply from you. I want a proper administrative reply. You're an administrator. I said, I have no proper reply. You are a politician. Give me a political reply. He said, you did not observe carefully. When the rabbit came in the street and he was halfway through, he saw the car coming. He decided to change his mind and go back. And I saw the rabbit turning back. After that, he changed his mind again and decided to cross the road. And he got killed by his indecision. So are human beings killed by indecision. So are societies killed by indecision. So are nations killed by indecision. It is better to make a decision which is wrong than to make no decision. Indecision is always wrong. I learned a big lesson from him. It is very true. When we dilly-dally all the time, oh, we can't decide, we lose the battle. It's important to know these are simple things which change our life. There was a man living in California and he had a beautiful white beard. It reminded me of my master. So I liked him. So I went to hear his talk and he talked about how to solve problems. He said most of us, when we face a problem, we try to go around it. Oh, how can we avoid it? How can we go around it? He said, that's not the way. When you see a problem, first greet it, then meet it, then beat it. Simple formula. Greet it, meet it, and beat it. Don't try to go around. He says people who try to go around the problem, they find that the problem is still there even afterwards. If you don't solve the problem as it comes in your life, it's still hanging along with you. So stress continues. Just deal with it and be done with it. Now, sometimes we do some actions which lead to some kind of punishment, because this business of karma is punishment and reward. Sometimes there is a punishment for something mistake you make. Accept it. Accept it. This is part of the deal. Don't try to avoid, because the pressure you put on your mind by avoiding, that comes in the way of your own meditation. Deal with it and be done with it. And if there's a price to pay, pay it. Don't worry too much. So, why am I telling you these things? Because all the way we live our life, all the way we work and get stressed out in the work, it all affects our state of mind and makes concentration of attention difficult. And since the method of meditation we know is concentration of attention at the third eye center, therefore it's always good to do things which help us not to create an impairment of our ability to concentrate our attention.